met Coach Jones through the program that they put me in. And I met him. It's like a program that we do for CFA. And I met him through there. We talked. He showed me the ropes. Ever since then, we had a great relationship. So he's a real good guy to me. Almost like a father figure. So.
Oh, yeah. He's a great coach. He knows a lot of the fundamentals, basics. And, you could tell he was a killer when he was boxing, and hope to, get some more of his knowledge.
Coach Lloyd used to train me years ago. I think I met Lloyd in like 2004, maybe 2005. 2005, 2004. I met Lloyd Jones. Yeah, he taught me, yeah. Definitely, boxing has changed my life a whole lot, totally.
In what ways?
I mean, in positive ways. It's like I said, it's more to it than just a sport. It's discipline. It's everything. It teach you everything, how to eat right. It's just a way of life. It's not a sport, it's a way of life.
New York City, in Harlem specifically. I was born in Harlem, Sydenham Hospital, primarily raised in New York City and lived in a few boroughs in New York and also Pennsylvania. Lived in Philadelphia for a couple years as well. Growing up was fun, interesting. We didn't know what we didn't have. We had each other. We had a lot of fun. Wasn't rich by any means, but we didn't really know what poor was. So we did the best we could with what we had. Generally, it was drugs in the neighborhood, crime, but again, it was the norm for us, so it was no big deal. As we grew older and began to branch out, we realized, wow, this isn't the norm, but it prepared us very well for things later on in life. I don't know if there was one particular moment. There was a string of events. I think one that stands out as a very young man, listening to Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier's first fight on the radio and having the whole family around the radio. I remember the radio was on top of the TV and how everybody was so excited. It probably had to have been a dozen people in the kitchen listening to the radio, and how excited everyone got about this fight. Like, these guys are just boxing. Like, you tell us not to fight, but everybody loves these guys for their fighting. And growing up in an inherently violent community, the guys that boxed really didn't get bothered. They didn't have to be good boxers. Just the reputation that they were boxers. Oh, leave that guy alone. So I thought that might be a good thing to have. and then at fairly young age, my uncle bought me a pair of boxing gloves, and that was all she wrote. I fell in love after that. But I didn't have a very long boxing career. I was more of a student of the game. What I remember most, and what I think probably my most rewarding moments, are actually teaching. And contrary to what people might think, it's not so much crowning achievements in boxing. It's seeing young men and women better themselves through boxing now. It's more rewarding now than it's ever been. Because obviously I didn't have the self-discipline that I really demand from the boxers I have now. I didn't have that discipline, nor did I have the stability to develop the discipline that I know that's what it takes. So now what I tell the kids now is boxing is a microcosm of life. Train hard, work hard, and do your best. You might not win them all, but as the sign says, you'll be in them all. Just such is life. I have to say, my mother, I've had several people give me a ton of advice. Some of it's up on the wall. But I remember distinctly as a very young child, my mother telling me, you can do anything you want in life. You can do absolutely anything you want. You can do right, you can do wrong. But there are going to be consequences and rewards for whatever you do. And that's resonated every time. And every time something good or bad happens, I think, you know what? I did that. And I'm not generally one to pass the buck. If I did it, I own up to it. You know what? People say, why me? I say, why not me? I did it. Okay, I was wrong. This is what happened as a result. But that, my mom, I have to say that. And I tell kids that, you can do anything you want, but there are going to be consequences for your actions. I'm probably working out now more than I ever have. kind of making up for lost time, because I've abused my body sporadically throughout the years. Now I see the importance of being fit and being in shape, and I kind of want to hang around for a while. I have some grandkids that I like to see grow up, so I'm looking forward to, you know, maybe hitting that 80, 90-year-old mark, and hopefully even beyond. What do I want people to remember? I like for them just to remember how passionate I am and how I feel about helping other people. And to be able to one day have someone or few people, someone to say that Coach Jones helped me at some point. Whether it's boxing related, whether it's spiritual, whether it's emotional, whatever it is that I did help in some way. To coin a phrase, I believe was quoted by Martin Luther King, I wish I had it, and it went, it's not verbatim, but it's something to the effect that if I can show a man he's traveling wrong and help him back on the right path, meaning mostly kids, then my living won't be in vain. You know, it's really not about the money at this point. Of course, bills have to get paid, but I get so much joy and satisfaction and gratification from helping others, especially young men and young women that come through with all sorts of problems, and then you've helped them. You know, and not just me, but it takes a village, and I like to be thought of as one of the elders in the village that have helped someone. And I feel great when a kid calls me and he's joined the Army, the Marines, he's went to college, and I get 1 or 2 calls a month from a kid I hadn't talked to in 10, 15 years. Or now I get kids that come in who I've trained their dad, or used to work with my dad in the Army in 1985. I'll go, wow, yeah, I remember your dad. And those are the things that make me feel good, and those are the things that I'd like to be remembered for.